sweatshirt. A shout out to Spiritually Sparkled before we get started. Good morning. Good morning, YouTube family. Welcome to our morning meditation. Just showing off my new Spiritually Sparkled sweatshirt. Shout out to Ray and to my family at Spiritually Sparkled. So, before we begin this morning, I wanted to share that I'm going to be incorporating a morning stretch, as part of my practicing yoga. I do want to start, good morning. I do want to start with a little disclaimer. Please practice um, at your own risk, right? It's a disclaimer because I'm not a certified yoga instructor yet. I do not have my liability yet, so you'll be practicing at your own pace and risk. I'm not, so I'm just going to be practicing, and you're just, either watching or joining in, but it's important that I say that, right? So I'm going to get into mountain pose. Mountain pose, feet together, standing straight, getting my balance, getting my center. I like practicing yoga with my eyes closed. Some people are not comfortable doing that because they feel like they might lose balance. And so, feet firmly together, firmly grounded in the earth. Mountain pose, hands by your sides. We're going to take a deep breath in. Inhale, lifting your arms up over your head, reaching up. Exhale, hands down, bending forward, coming down to the mat. If you can't reach your toes or the floor, go ahead and bend your knees a little. We're going to come down. Left leg out. Inhale, left leg goes back. Right leg goes back. You're going into a lunge. Come down into a cobra. Head to the ground. Come up. Sun salutation. Downward dog. Inhale. Exhale. Right foot comes up. You can either hop or walk your way up to your hands. Lift. Dangle a little bit. Inhale. Exhale. Come down to the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Come up. Allowing one vertebrae at a time to come up slowly. Take a deep breath in, arms up. Stretch. Exhale, arms come down to your heart center. And just a little stretch, right? Let's begin our meditation. Good morning, family. Let's take some deep breaths in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Allow the vibration to fill you. Inhale, exhale, inhale, all of that. Everything that you're feeling, you might be feeling it in your stomach. You might be feeling that vibration everywhere. Feel that. It's sending love to your heart. This is a heart opening singing bowl. We're doing sound healing every morning when we rise, or every evening whenever you're listening to this meditation. And so allow your heart to be full of everything that you are, full of everything that you need. Inhale, calm. Exhale, release. Let's let everything go. Let's let go of any tension, any fear, any worry, anything negative. Let's inhale hope, calm, prosperity, laughter, joy. Let's exhale anxiety, stress, concern, devastation. Inhale confidence, strength, faith, truth, trust. Exhale doubt, loss, pain. Inhale a sense of surrender, of a release, right? Of trusting that something else has us. We are going to continue with the prophet, right? That's what we're reading. Yesterday we read the section on joy and sorrow. We read work, we read love, we read joy and sorrow, we read houses. Now we're on the section close. And the weaver said, "Speak to us of clothes." And he answered, "Your clothes conceal much of your beauty, yet they hide not the unbeautiful. And though you seek in garments the freedom of privacy, you may find in them a harness and a chain. Would that you could meet the sun and the wind with more of your skin and less of your raiment. For the breath of life is in the sunlight, and the hand of life is in the wind. Some of you say, it is the north wind who has woven the clothes we wear. And I say, aye, it was the north wind, but shame was his loom, and the softening of the sinews was his thread. And when his work was done, he laughed in the forest. Forget not that modesty is for a shield against the eye of the unclean. And when the unclean shall be no more, what were modesty but a fetter and fouling of the mind? And forget not that the earth delights to feel your bare feet, and the winds long to play with your hair. The chapter on buying and selling. And a merchant said, "Speak to us of buying and selling." And he answered and said, "To you the earth yields her fruit, and you shall not want if you but know how to fill your hands. It is in exchanging the gifts of the earth that you shall find abundance and be satisfied. Yet, unless the exchange be in love and kindly justice, it will but lead some to greed and others to hunger. When in the marketplace, you toilers of the sea and fields and vineyards meet the weavers and the potters and the gatherers of spices, invoke then the master spirit of the earth to come into your midst and sanctify the scales and the reckoning and that weighs value against them. And suffer not the barren-handed to take part in your transactions, who would sell their words for your labor. To such men you should say, come with us to the field, or go with our brothers to the sea and cast your net. For the land and the sea shall be bountiful to you, even as to us. And if there come the singers and the dancers and the flute players, buy of their gifts also. For they too are gatherers of fruit and frankincense, and that which they bring, though fashioned of dreams, is raiment and food for your soul. And before you leave the marketplace, see that no one has gone his way with empty hands, for the master spirit of the earth shall not sleep peacefully upon the wind till the needs of the least of you are satisfied. Section on crime and punishment. Then one of the judges of the city stood forth and said, "Speak to us of crime and punishment." And he answered, saying, "It is when your spirit goes wandering upon the wind, that you alone and unguarded commit a wrong unto others, and therefore unto yourself. And for that wrong committed must you knock and wait a while, unheeded at the gate of the blessed. Like the ocean is your God self, it remains forever undefiled. And like the either it lifts but the winged. Even like the sun is your God self, it knows not the ways of the mole, nor seeks it the holes of the serpent. But your God self dwells not only in your being, much in you is still man, and much in you is not yet man, but a shapeless pygmy that walks asleep in the mists, searching for its own awakening. And of the man in you would I now speak, for it is he, she, they, and not your God self, nor the pygmy in the mist that knows crime and the punishment of crime. Oftentimes have I heard you speak of one who commits a wrong, as though he were not one of you, but a stranger unto you, and an intruder upon your world. But I say that even as the holy and the righteous cannot rise beyond the highest which is in each of you, so the wicked and the weak cannot fall lower than the lowest which is in you also. And as a single leaf turns not yellow, but with the silent knowledge of the whole tree, so the wrongdoer cannot do wrong without the hidden will of you all. Like a procession, you walk together towards your God self. You are the way and the wayfarers. And when one of you falls down, he falls for those behind him, a caution against the stumbling stone. Aye, and he falls for those ahead of him, who though faster and surer of foot, yet removed not the stumbling stone. And this also, though the word lie heavy upon your hearts, the murdered is not unaccountable for his own mother, and the robbed is not blameless in being robbed. The righteous is not innocent of the deeds of the wicked, and the white handed is not clean in the doings of the felon. Yeah, or yea, the guilty is oftentimes the victim of the injured, and still more often the condemned is the burden bearer for the guiltless and unblamed. You cannot separate the just from the unjust, and the good from the wicked, for they stand together before the face of the sun, even as the black thread and the white are woven together. And when the black thread breaks, the weaver shall look into the whole cloth, and he shall examine the loom also. If any of you would bring to judgment the unfaithful wife, let him also weigh the heart of her husband in scales, and measure his soul with measurements. And let him who lash the offender look onto the spirit of the offended. And if any of you would punish in the name of righteousness, and lay the axe onto the evil tree, let him see its roots. And verily, he will find the roots of the good and the bad, the fruitful and the fruitless, all entwined together in the silent heart of the earth. And you, judges who would be just, what judgment pronounce you upon him who, though honest in the flesh, yet is a thief in spirit? What penalty lay you upon him who slays in the flesh, yet is himself slain in the spirit? And how prosecute you him who in action is a deceiver and an oppressor, yet who also is aggrieved and outraged? And how shall you punish those whose remorse is already greater than their misdeeds? Is not remorse the justice which is administered by the very law which you would fain serve? Yet you cannot lay remorse upon the innocent, nor lift it from the heart of the guilty. Unbidden shall it call in the night, that men may wake and gaze upon themselves. And you, who would understand justice? How shall you unless you look upon all the deeds in the fullness of light? Only then shall you know that the erect and the fallen are but one man, standing in twilight between the night of his pygmy self and the day of his God self, and that the cornerstone of the temple is not higher than the lowest stone in its foundation. Let's take some deep breaths. That was beautiful. We are not separate from anything. We are all spiritual beings having this human experience, right? And so there's a lot to be reflected on in terms of how we judge and how we treat others and how we see others and how, we see those who we believe to be less than or greater than us, right? May we remember in our meditation that we are all connected, even to those people we don't want to be connected to, right? Even to those people that historically have brought us pain, right? How can we love? How can we be love everywhere, in all ways, to all people? Challenging. It's challenging because I know for myself personally the anger that I have held and carry and the inherited, historical trauma. And so I pray every day that my heart gets opened a little more and that I get to this place of complete peace, right? Right now, it's enough to have moments of peace. That fills me, because I'm a human being, right? We're sharing this experience, so things come in that will shake us, the very foundation. And so every opportunity, every day is an opportunity for us to begin again and shift the frequency, change the channel, and try to find our peace again, right? Our card today. I cannot hide what I think, what I feel, or who I am. Until today, you may have made excuses for not being fully present in your loving relationships. Just for today, be devoted to being fully present in all of your relationships. Share the truth about your thoughts and feelings. Share the truth about yourself. Oh, I just got lightheaded with that. Tell the truth. Tell the truth that we don't have all the answers, that we don't have it figured out. May we allow ourselves to be vulnerable. It's okay to not know. It's okay to not be what everyone needs us to be right now, especially. It is okay. Let's close out our meditation, holding on to all the love that we opened with and carrying it into our day. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. with love. May you know you are love. May you know you are worthy of love. And may you continue to vibrate higher and higher and higher. Family, I'm wishing you a beautiful day. Ache, namaste, amen. And so it is. See you tomorrow.